This is my first time in Philly. There's a lot of love here. Like the people, when they sit down to watch you, they're like, let's do this, man. And I'm loving it here, man. I'm loving it. I feel like I'm in a new spot. Like I feel like I'm in the next chapter. I'm enjoying life when I'm on stage just as much as like when I'm off stage. It's like, it feels like a beautiful thing that I get to do that I think it's crazy that some people want to do it their whole life and they're like, I just never tried it. Because if I didn't have this, I don't know, I don't know. I definitely would have ever came to Philly probably. Are we starting right now?
Oh, you're very funny, Bobby Jaycox. Keep it going.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you guys. I'm happy you guys are here. We'll get this out of the way. Is anybody out there on a date tonight? All right, that was pretty sad, if I'm gonna be honest. It feels like you guys changed your mind halfway through. It's like, is anyone on a date? They're like, I mean, are you gonna pay? Like, we were in the back of the room, we were hanging out, and I saw some guys walk in, and I saw people walking in as couples, so I get it. Maybe you're not on a date tonight. Maybe you're just with the person that you're always with. Yeah. Seems like there's a little bit more of that. Just that person. You don't really hold hands anymore. You just go out to a comedy club, hang out every once in a while, you'll touch their leg and scare the shit out of them. Like all of a sudden, just like this, you're like, Jesus, Mary! I forgot you were there. How are you? Good to see you. And maybe you're with that person tonight, and you're having that crazy thought we all have every once in a while. You look at them, and you're just like, man, I want to leave you. I don't know. I don't know your life. I don't know what you're thinking. But I am here like an angel to remind you, if you are thinking about that, don't do that. Because then you're going to be single again. I don't know if you guys have checked the landscape on being single. It is not great. You can't even meet people in public anymore. Did you know that? People haven't met in public since like 1996. Like that was the last time. Hasn't happened in so long. Just some guy built up confident, just be like, hey, what's up? My name's John. And she was like, let's go start a family in the bathroom, John. Like that used to happen. Not anymore. Does not happen anymore. I do love doing stand-up. This is probably my favorite job I've ever had. I've had a lot of other jobs. Before I did this, I was a firefighter. Sure, okay. No, I felt the hesitation. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. And I get it. I understand your hesitation. When a guy who looks like me says they used to be a firefighter, you have a couple questions. Like, first question, are there different kinds of firefighters? You know, like some big buff dudes, they go in first, they fight the fire. And I guess you hang out at the station? Because someone's got to play fetch with the Dalmatian. I never thought about that. Who's going to feed the dog while they're gone, you know? I did. I was a firefighter. It was my first job I had right out of high school. And I was a volunteer firefighter. And yeah, thank you so much. I'll never forget my first fire either. I'll never forget it. It was a beautiful moment because we got to this guy's house and we saved his house and I personally rescued his dog. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. And I remember we were loading up the truck and the guy got home from work and he saw what had happened and he had tears in his eyes and his dog ran up to him and I saw a grown man just burst into tears, completely broke down. And I'll never forget that day. It was very emotional. I'll never forget that day because he walked up to each and every one of us and had to thank us. He walked up to my captain first, said, "Sir, thank you so much for what you did today, man. I don't know what I would have done if I would have lost my home. Thank you." Goes to the next firefighter, "Sir, thank you so much for what you do. You're an American hero." Then he gets to me. "Well, I'm sorry, gentlemen. I gotta be honest. I have just never met a lady firefighter before." Called me a lady firefighter. Here's the thing, guys. That is not what they're called. They are also just called firefighters. And here's the thing. When this story took place, I had this mustache. So that means that I'm so feminine in firefighting gear that this guy was like, "I bet that chick's got a lot of testosterone. Thank you so very much, ma'am, for saving my home." And then he kissed my hand and I curtsied away, and it was beautiful. Fire lady. I'm at least a fire boy, right? Come on, give me a break. Give me a break. I've had a couple other jobs. I used to be a substitute teacher, the most disrespected jobs in America. Do you guys remember when you were a kid and a sub would walk into your class? You would have that feeling where you're just like, we don't even care if you die in front of us today. And when you become a sub, you go and you talk to the principal. You fill out a little bit of paperwork, and at the end they ask you a question. I'd never seen this before. She's like, "All right, this looks real good. The only question I have is, have you ever touched kids?" And I said, "What? Excuse? What did you just say?" No. No. Can you write that in all caps? Can you write no all over the page? Also, are you basing this just on the honors system? Because that's insane. You want to hook me up to like a polygraph test or something like that? You think that pedophiles are gonna walk in here and be honest? Is that what you think? Like they're gonna walk in here and be like, "You ever touch kids?" And they're gonna be like, "Pfft." Yes. Dang it! Why do they keep asking me that? I'm a pedophile, but I'm honest. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's weird. And she said that, and I was like, no, I've never touched kids. I've never done that at all. I was like, once when I was a kid, me and my cousin were both kids. We were in the pool, and I accidentally flicked it. But I didn't mean to. You know what I mean? Don't get weird. Don't get weird. I was in a race, too, and I was beating him, too. I should say I was winning the race. I was winning the race, and I flicked it. I didn't mean to. And I wasn't like, what's this thing all about? Like, I'm trying to win a race. And I flicked it, but he's gay now. But that's not why. Like, that's not why. He was gay before we got in the pool, okay? And I remembered where I was. I was like, oh no, never done that. And she was like, all right, here's a class for my kids. Good luck. And then when you go and if you become a sub, you'll have to talk to the nurse because almost every child today has an allergy, and I didn't know about this. And so the nurse had to come in and she had to give me an EpiPen for the day. And I was like, what does this thing do? She goes, it's real simple. Let's say you're out at recess and a kid trips and falls into like a pool of peanuts or something like that. Someone chucks peanut butter at this kid's face, something like that. The kid's gonna blow up, and all you gotta do, it's easy. Step 1, you're gonna take off the little orange cap. Step 2, you're gonna stab a child. Oh, that's it. Do you have any questions? I was like, yeah, I have a couple questions. First question, what if I can't tell? What if I can't tell if a kid's going into anaphylactic shock? Or maybe it's just recess. These kids are just acting funny. Like, what if I can't tell? And the nurse of the school goes, hon, if you can't tell, it's real simple. Still, just take off the cap, stab him in the leg. The heart rate goes up, it'll come right back down, and guess what? You're not even liable. I was like, Jesus Christ, lady. Well, give me a bucket of those things. I might need some. In case these kids get out of line, you know? And my other job was when I was a firefighter. It was a really fun job. I really loved doing it. But people would always ask, like, what's the best part about being a firefighter? Is it running into burning buildings? Driving the fire truck? But for me, that wasn't it. For me, the best part is we got to go to grade schools. We got to talk to little kids about fire safety. Yeah, and they are so stupid. Oh my God. Oh my God. I would love to tell you guys that the next generation is going to cure cancer, but I barely think the McDonald's are going to function, and that's just something I've noticed. But you don't have to take my word for it, because I was a firefighter in Missouri, rural Missouri, in an area called Jefferson County. Have you guys ever heard about it? Oh yeah, those people have done meth for sure. It's one of our biggest exports. And we'd get all these kids these are like redneck kids, they didn't ask smart questions. And we would take them through a whole simulated fire. Like we'd have this like trailer, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, where you'd put all the kids inside, and then we have this like fake smoke that won't hurt their lungs, and we show them how to be like, here's how you get low, here's how you crawl to the to the door or the window, and when you get to the window, you're gonna have that rope ladder that your parents never bought for you. Because it's like $50 on Amazon. They're like, just don't light candles, Dylan. And after we would talk to them about everything, show them the fire truck, we're like, do you guys have any questions? Not one kid had a smart question. Not one like little Matilda-like girl just like, how many smoke detectors should I have in my home? Like not one. I got a bunch of redneck kids that were just like, okay, Mr. Firefighter, just like Copenhagen flying out of their mouths. I got a question. What if I'm in a boat? And the boat catches on fire. What do I do? I was like, you could just jump out into the water or out into the carport and you'll be totally fine. I don't know what to tell you. Are you pretending to drive the boat? I don't know. You guys have any more questions? Same kid. Yeah, I got a question. What if when I jump in the water, there's a bunch of goddamn snakes? I was like, I am positive you're not allowed to cuss at me. That's for sure. Is your teacher done with that cigarette yet? This sucks. That's when I had to level with that kid. I was like, well, Forrest, I guess you're gonna have to decide. How do you want to go? Snakes or fire? I don't know what to tell you. Please shut up. Then the same kid goes, what if the snakes are on fire? I go, dude, where do your parents live? I want to punch them in the face. You know that? Hey, why don't you wait right there, too? Because I'm also about to stab you with this bucket of EpiPens. I also work here. Did you know that? Yeah, I'm going to throw you in the peanut butter pit, you little shit. Watch out. I do love doing stand-up. I like to do shows, at comedy clubs. Sometimes I do shows at, other venues. Like, I did a show recently, and it was at a comic book store. And it was pretty cool, because, I didn't grow up with comics, but, I like watching I like Batman movies. I like all that stuff. So I'm kind of familiar. But when I was on stage, I saw that they had all these logos on the wall. Like, they had, a Superman logo, a Batman logo, and a Wolverine logo. And they had the gay pride flag over it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was gay superheroes. Did you guys know about that? I had no idea. You know what I mean? And it makes sense. There's gay people, so of course there's going to be gay superheroes. I didn't know. And if you're wondering, what's the difference between them, it's little. It's little stuff. Don't be homophobic. Like gay Superman, he has supersonic hearing. He can hear anything in the world. So he's like, what'd you say about me, Steve? It's just little stuff. It's little stuff. Gay Batman, his parents aren't dead, but they are dead to him. Gay Wolverine, instead of 3 blades coming out of each hand, just 3 dicks coming out of each hand. It's just changed fighting a little bit. They're like, dude, you gonna help us fight Magneto? He's like, give me a second, guys. Just give me a second. I wonder what it would look like when he retracts it. It's just soft dicks, just in the top of his hands. Is he constantly just holding 12 balls underneath him, just in his palms? I have no idea. I made this up and I don't know what it looks like. Oh, man. I'm a really happy guy, I like to spread joy wherever I can. Recently, I had a friend who I was really close with, and she moved to LA. And she moved to LA, and she didn't know anybody. And I felt sad, because when she lived by me, I could always go cheer her up or do anything. But now she lives on a whole other part of this earth, so I can't, go see her or cheer her up as much. And then that day, I was online, and I found out that you can mail a potato across America. As is. You don't have to put it in a box or shove it in an envelope. You just write to and from and fucking send it on its way. And I found out you could do this, and I was like, oh, she's getting a goddamn potato for sure. So I rushed to the grocery store, I got a potato, went up to the cashier, I'm waiting in line, I set it on the conveyor belt. This old lady in front of me quickly put that bar in between us to be like, hey, this weird guy is not with me. You might want to check him for a potato gun or something like that. I'd watch out for this guy. Then it's my turn. And the lady looks down at the potato, looks at me and goes, sir, is this all? I go, yep, just me and the tater. Go on, ring that out. She goes, oh, okay, cool. Well, this is my first day. And there's not even a barcode on this, and we're pretty busy. Dude, just take it. I don't care. So if you guys are wondering, you can just steal potatoes because they don't even beep on the way out. Did you know that? Did you know you can have French fries for free? Did you know that? So I stole the potato and I went over to the post office. I'm standing in line and I'm pretty excited because I didn't know she was going to let me do that. And in my mind, she's team potato member number 1. She's great. Thank you so much, ma'am. And then I'm waiting in line. I'm filling out all the proper parts of the potato, to and from, writing my address, her address. And then it's my turn. And I set the potato between me and the lady who works at the post office. And she didn't look happy. She made this face like someone just set a potato in front of her. And she looks down and goes, what do you want to do with this? And I said, well, I'd like to do is send it to my friend who lives in LA. She's super sad, doesn't know anybody. So I was like, bing, bang, bang. Potato. And she goes, okay, that's cool, but I don't know what box it goes in. I have no idea, so I have to go get my manager. So she gets up and runs for the first time in years, I think, and goes in the back to get her manager and just leaves me alone at the post office, and I'm waiting, and I was like, dude, she just ran for me. Team Potato member number 2. She was on board. I love this. She comes back with her manager, and I was ready to explain this story one last time, but I didn't get to. because she explained it for me. She was so much more excited than either one of us. She looked at him, she goes, Trent, here's what's going on. This nice young man right here wants to take this potato and send it across America to his sad friend. And by the way, if you don't let him do it, I'll quit. I don't even care. We will drive it there ourselves and listen to Slipknot the whole way. You like Slipknot? I like Slipknot too. Yeah. But guys, we didn't have to do it. You know why? Because Trent was Team Potato member number 3. He liked it more than all of us combined. He was so excited. He goes, hell yeah, man, I love it. Threw it over his shoulder. I don't know if it went in the right bucket, but he threw it over his shoulder. And I said, thank you. And he said, thank you. And I said, you have a good day. And as I went to leave, he goes, hey, man, you want to know what I'm going to do after work? And I said, I do not. He said, no, man, I thought this was cool. You did it. You know what I'm going to try to do? I don't care if I lose my job. I'm going to try to send a fucking watermelon after this. I'm going to see what you can't do at the post office. Gonna have some fun today. Oh man, I'm gonna check my time really quick. I only have 3 more hours with you guys. That's good. This is like weird thing that I do where I always want to have like, I want to be healthy. I want to eat healthy and all that stuff. And like all day I make great choices. Like in the morning, great choice, eating healthy. And then around 10 p.m., I become a different person. You know what I mean? Like, I get hungry, and all of a sudden, I'm like, where's the Taco Bell? Like, I don't know. And it's like anytime I leave a comedy club, like, it's almost everything's closed except for fast food. So I'll just be driving, all of a sudden, I'll see a Taco Bell, and I'm just, like, ripping through medians. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Just, like, jumping over stuff. Who cares? And then you go, and you get in that. You get excited. You're going to get fast food late at night. You feel special. It feels like Christmas or something. If you go late at night, it's a weird thing, because if you go any other time, they're like, hi, welcome to Taco Bell. But if you go late at night, you have to start the conversation. They're like literally inside playing hide and go seek, just being like, just be quiet. And then you're like, hello. They're like, welcome to Taco Bell. Like, and then you start ordering and they'll be like, that's $100. Like, that's a big heavy bag of food. And then I always go home, either my home or my hotel, wherever I'm staying. And then I do the best part. I eat it in my bed. Like an American. Yeah. Round of applause if you eat in your bed. Round of applause. Oh, really? Only about half you eating in your bed? That's fine. The rest of you bringing home Taco Bell, setting out all your nicest china, really cutting into your food. That's fine. If you don't eat in your bed, that's fine. You're not one of us. And you'll never know how good it feels to eat underneath covers. Propped up against pillows. You'll never know. And you'll never know about fast food fireworks. What are fast food fireworks? Ask no one in the audience. I'll tell you. Fast food fireworks is when you're done eating all your food and you look down and all the crumbs and trash and ketchup packets that have accumulated on the top of your covers. You're gonna grab the top of those covers real tautly, and then you're gonna fling them into the air. Hopefully you have a ceiling fan. Hopefully that motherfucker's on high. You're gonna hit that. It's gonna go all around the room in a beautiful display of trans fats. And you're gonna look up at that and you're gonna think, you know what, this country might not be perfect, but I still love fast food fireworks. I tell you what. It's a beautiful thing. So go home tonight and eat in your bed and have your wife get really mad at you. That'll be great. Are there crumbs in the bed, Josh? God damn it. Sorry. Me and my girlfriend recently broke up. It's not a big deal. A lot of people, when I say that, they say, aw, and I don't like that. A lot of people clap. I also don't like that. Because if you say, aw, you think something bad happened. And if you clap, it means you cheat on your spouse. And those are both not good things. And we broke up with a lot of love because I don't really understand how to do it any other way. Like, we're still friends, and people find that crazy. But I think it's crazier the other way. To, like, love someone, be like, hey, how's Becky? Be like, she's the love of my life. 2 weeks later, be like, how's Becky? Be like, I hope she dies. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And we broke up out of love, and we're still friends. We still love each other. We're still really close. And it's because she's an amazing person. We might not have been right for each other, but she's right for someone. She's a really sweet person. Like, anytime we'd be out to eat, if we had leftover food, she'd be like, hey, we should package this up, and we should drive around until we find a homeless person to give it to. We have these feral cats that live outside, and she built shelters for them so they wouldn't get cold in the winter. She's so sweet. She's amazing. And I'm going to be honest, I did not know this right away. She did not tell me immediately, but she does identify as a witch, and that scares me. Do we have any witches in the audience? Okay, we got most of them in Salem. Good job. Okay, we got one witch over here. How was Hogwarts? Cool. We got Hermione Granger in the audience. That's great. She was so witchy, and if you're like, how do I know if I meet a witch? They'll tell you, and they won't shut up about it. You'll meet a witch, and they'll be like, can I guess your sign? You're a Capricorn. You're like, I'm not. They're like, I was guessing your moon sign. I'm like, also wrong. And she was so witchy, and she witches like these crystals. There's these crystals you can get, they're from the ground, and people mine them or whatever, and they're good luck or magical. I don't know, but they do cost money. They're kind of expensive, and we started dating. She would bring me a new one every single time she would come over, like a penguin trying to mate or whatever. Like she would just bring them over. And she came over the first time, and he's like, Bobby, I got you this crystal. It's pretty cool. It's really good for good intuition. You're going to want that. And I go, thank you so much, babe. I'm going to put that right in my pocket. Thank you so much. She came home the next day. She goes, Bobby, I got you another one. I got you this one. It's really good. It's good for your memory. And I was like, thank you so much. I smoke a lot of weed. I'm going to need that. Thank you. And then she came home the next day and had another one. She goes, I got you this one. This one's going to bring you fortune and money. And I was like, dude, you could have just given me the money that you spent on these rocks. And I'd have had money, but now I just have a pocket that looks like a fucking rock quarry, and that's not cool to me. She's also so witchy that she liked to make moon water. Do you guys know what moon water is? It's not like moonshine. Doesn't get you drunk. It's not really fun or anything like that. It's just a cup of water that witches will set outside in the full moon. And I don't know why, but I noticed that my girlfriend went outside and set a cup of water, and I went outside and saw it. I was like, hey, babe, I brought that cup of water back in. She's like, I left it outside on purpose. Like, I'm an idiot. Like, I didn't know. And I go, why are you doing that? She goes, because it's a full moon tonight. I was like, duh. Like, I had no idea. Because she said the water's going to become magic. It's going to be so special. And I don't know what happens, but apparently, overnight, the moon and the water are, talking, and the moon's like, you want to be water? I don't know why or how. And then the next day, she'll be drinking it, and she's so happy. She's like, Bobby, this stuff's so good, pouring it into the plant. She's like, Bobby, this stuff's great. There's magic in here. I was like, no, there are bugs in there. I'm not drinking bug juice. She also believes in ghosts. Does anybody out there believe in ghosts? Yeah, it's a very interesting thing because you either believe in ghosts or you've never seen one. You've either seen one or the rest of us are just waiting to come around a corner and be like, Jesus Christ, what was that? It scared me. But, there's this interesting thing about ghosts, It's like if you don't think you've seen one, you don't really think about them that much. But the other day I was in the basement and I was doing laundry. And while I was doing laundry, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I just had this cool feeling go through my body that I was not ready for. You know what I mean? I got the wheel. I was like, what was that? I think it was a ghost went right through me. Didn't ask for my consent, just went right through me. I was like, whoa, what happened? And, and I'm an adult, and I'm a guy, so I just ran upstairs as fast as I could. I went upstairs to my girlfriend. I was like, babe, oh, my God. I know I make fun of you a lot, and I'm always kidding, but I will be honest, I think we have a ghost in the basement. And she was washing dishes. I will never forget what she said. She just goes like this. She just goes, yeah, I know. I said, you knew about this poltergeist we have in the basement? You didn't say anything about it? She goes, well, I didn't want to scare you. I'm like, well, I'm scared. And she goes, I didn't want to scare you, but I'm telling you, when I go downstairs to do my laundry too, I feel it. I feel his male presence. I was like, let's slow down. How do we know it's a guy ghost? I didn't see him. How do you know? He's showing himself to you? How much of himself is he showing to you, I've seen the movie Ghost. How about no more making pottery in the basement? How about that, okay? I'm not getting Swayze'd out of my own home. Are you kidding me? No way. She's like, if you'd like, I'll go downstairs and I'll take care of it for you. I was like, yes, I would love that. So she went downstairs, took a bundle of sticks. She calls it sage. And she lit it on fire. I don't know what it is. I think hers is expired because it smells awful. It smells so bad. It smells like, it's like, how would we sell the stinky sticks? And you're like, say they're magic. And they're like, got it. And she went downstairs and was like, I don't know what she did. She did magic or whatever. She was like, ha, Savenya, something like that. And then she came upstairs and she goes, the ghost is gone. I said, thank you so much, babe. She goes, you want to go downstairs and finish your laundry? I'm like, I'm never going down there for the rest of my life. I'm a little scared. My mom's the same way. My mom doesn't believe in ghosts, but my mom does believe in God, which is, she's very intense. We grew up Catholic. Is anyone in the audience Catholic? Don't clap. You're not winning. Catholics are very loving people. They have a lot of love, but then they have a couple weird rules that don't make any sense at all. Like one of the ones, like me and my mom, well, we talk on the phone all the time. I'm very close with my mom. I love her a lot. And I was talking with her on the phone, And as I was on the phone with her, I told her that I was out the other night, and I'm honest, and I was like, I was out last night, Mom, and I got a little drunk, and I lost my wallet. And the first thing my Catholic mother said, she goes, did you pray to St. Anthony? Yep, absolutely, yeah. Because Catholics believe that there's a man named St. Anthony who lived his life so perfectly without sin that when he got to heaven, God made him a saint. And then God gave him a job for eternity. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine getting to retirement and your boss is like, we actually have a job for you in the back of the warehouse. You're like, I'm gonna kill you, Brian. But he was a saint, so he's like, hey, God, whatever you want me to do, I'll be it. What do you want me to be, like the patron saint of like homeless, something like that? He goes, no, you're gonna be the patron saint of lost things. He's like, excuse me? What does that mean? He's like, if Sarah loses her shoe, go help her find her shoe. Like, that's his job forever. And my mom goes, did you pray to that guy? I said, you know what, Mom? I did not. I did, however, look around. And I did use the eyes that God gave me. That has to count for something. And she goes, it doesn't. You have to say the prayer. You know how it goes. Just go, Tony, Tony, look around. Something's lost and must be found. It's in the Bible, word for word, just like I said it. Go check. And I said, Mom, I love you. I did not pray that. And I have a roommate and we signed a lease and I haven't read the whole lease, but I think praying will get us like evicted or something like that. So probably not gonna do that. And I was on the phone with my mom. She goes, well, I love you. Maybe just try. And guys, I'm gonna be honest right now. I don't know what I believe, but I do love my mom. So I got off the phone and I was like, shit. I was like, hey, Tony! Like, I don't know how to get a hold of this guy. Do I have to pray to God and he'll like forward the prayer to you? I don't know how to do this. I also like that my mom called him Tony. I was like, do you know this guy? Like, his name's Anthony. He's like, hey, Tony. Like, he's gonna bust someone's kneecaps. I'm just like, I'll say the prayer for my mom. Just do it for her. Who cares? Just be like, all right, Tony, Tony. I look around. Something's lost, must be found. I looked around and I was like, cool. Didn't work. And I go to leave my room, and as I got to my doorway, I don't care what you believe. I swear to God that all of a sudden I had this cool feeling rush up my spine, and all of a sudden I remembered. And I went over to my dresser drawer and I opened up the bottom drawer and I did not find my wallet, but I did lose this bag of weed like a month ago. Yeah. And I was pretty happy. After that, I told my mom, I was like, you know what, Mom? I'm gonna start praying to Token Tony a lot more, 100%. Guys, thank you so very, very much. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Have a good night. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.